The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Tach Melody Show, bitches!
The Tasha Melody Show.
All right. Hey, fellow fans out there, everyone out there. This is Tach Melody from the Talk to the Melody Show. And you are tapped into season 2, episode 7 already, guys. Can you believe it? Of the Talk to the Melody Show. So tonight, I have a very special guest with me, joining me. Sir, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, my name is Craig Cobb. I go by Craig Lano Cobb, my full name, and I play the role of Bishop in Michael Stephen Paul's crime series, Top of New York.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So let's take it back. So you said that you were a military brat.
Yeah, I am.
Can you tap into that a little bit?
Yeah, look, I come from two sides of the fence. I come from my mom's side, several generations, black college educated. My father's side, sharecroppers, backwoods of Georgia. So I have a great sense of discipline because when he met my mom when he joined the military. So I grew up and was born in a military base. So I'm very, very responsive to structure and to leadership, but I'm also very good at providing leadership. I think one of the important things that I learned that brings me to this role of bishop is how to take direction, right? And I find, to segue into the craft, that being an actor, a lot of there can be a lot of ego, but you got to listen to the person whose vision this is to make it pop. So I think that being a military brat, I'm able to do that. You know what I mean? And not put so much ego into it.
Gotcha.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, and you also stated that your grandma was one of the first Delta?
She was. I am not Greek. Let me first of all say that. But Delta Sigma Theta's beta chapter is Wilberforce University. So my family is connected to that school all the way back to the 1800s. You know, it's a farm town, but that's where I come from. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So can you tap into the whole experience with Community Cobb, and what was that about, and that whole process?
Yeah, listen. You go to black colleges, they tell you that you're the cream of the crop, right? You can go out and achieve anything, this, that, and the other. But see, one of the issues is because I was raised in a black college environment and then went to a black college, my dad was like, you're going to have a hard time. So when I went to a non or a more traditional white graduate school, I just thought they were going to be as nurturing and as supporting as my HBCU life. And it wasn't that way at all. In fact, for the first time in my life, people questioned me. It's one thing to question somebody, it's another thing to challenge them and build them up, but they questioned me. And that was rough. It was rough. It was you know, for the first time in my life, I had people who were questioning my credentials, like, is your shit real? And you know, it built me. It built me, and it made me more, I guess, passionate about my craft. You know, that we're never perfect. You know what I'm saying? But you always show up and try to be damn good. But then also sensitive to other crafts that are in black. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, not that everybody has to be black, because I'd have to have a world perspective. But I'm sensitive about black artistry, and I'm unapologetic about that. I just am unapologetic about that.
Yeah. And you know, my mom used to always tell me, no matter what you do in life, your craft, there will always be room for improvement. And there will always be room to be able to better yourself. Not, not for others, but for you. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
definitely,
never arrive. But if you ever arrive,
yeah.
you've lost the battle. You lost the war. You know what I'm saying? You never arrive. You keep improving.
Yeah,
So yeah.
most definitely. So let's tap in you into your company that you have called Hair Tonic. What's
Okay.
that about? Can you give us a breakdown of that?
Um. Yes. I don't have any hair. Let me first of all do that as a right. But my daughter got to be 18, and it was a rough situation. Not rough, but raising a child in New York City is not for me an ideal environment. And she got to an age of 18 and it was time for her to go. Raising a female is very different than raising a male. And it came time for her to launch. And I asked God, I said, you brought me this far, what's next for me? And I had eczema and psoriasis for most of my life. And one day while she was matriculating in her last days
Mhm,
of before graduating,
mhm,
I woke up as with knowledge of how to take plants and make it into an ointment that you put on your scalp and it makes your hair grow. Now, it can't cure baldness, but I'm of the firm belief that God gave me a gift. And then when I said it to people, because I don't remember the dream, people
mhm,
kept telling me about this scripture in the book of Job, but I'm a shipwreck like Paul's journey. I didn't know the Bible like that.
mhm.
So if five people told you about the same scripture,
Scripture, yeah.
that's happening for a reason. And I said, God, if you're talking to me, show me the people. Then I met this woman who had this radio show on Sirius XM, and not to sound elitist, but I believe in keeping the dollar circulated in the black community.
Mhm,
But there are levels of black dollar. There's very, very poor, but not all black people come from poverty. And I
right.
didn't want to leave my black community, and that's my HBCU background. And
Mhm.
when I got on her airwaves, I inherited her audience of black women who make an average income of $140,000 a year.
Mhm.
So they don't have an issue with buying two or three bottles and they're a repeat customer.
Right.
And that's another thing. Anybody will use a product once. 90% over 90% of my customers are return customers.
That means
So
that
I
it's working.
right.
You get
So
all your customers, yeah.
right. The segue into this is to listen to things spiritually. You know what I mean? When you're called to do things,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where can our viewers tap into your product if they want to try it? Where can they?
Oh, well, I'll tell you this. If you want to order, because I pay for postage, you can apply $50 to PayPal. And
Oh,
that's vocal victory at outlook.com. I'll say it again. Vocal victory, VOCAL, victory, VICTORY, at outlook.com. That's my PayPal.
mhm,
You can do Cash App, $ hair tonic number 9.
mhm.
If you apply $50, just make sure I have your mailing address and I ship it out within 48 to 72 hours.
So is
Yeah.
there like a website where they can go view your products?
Yes, I am Hair Tonic on Instagram. Yes,
Okay.
I am Hair Tonic. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And I'm definitely gonna go ahead and tap into that as well.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So moving forward, you are also a retired college professor. Can you let our viewers know where you taught and what was the subject?
I Let me first of all say that being a college professor, as much as I love, was never. I never really wanted to be a teacher. I never
Mm-hmm.
imagined being. I never. It was the last thing in my mind. But I had a daughter and I needed another job. And at that time, I was a single dad and I couldn't be far away from home
Mm-hmm.
while I was working and I couldn't leave her. So I just got this opportunity to teach at a college and I became a voice and diction and public speaking
Oh,
professor in the City University of New York, which is CUNY. And then I went on to game design and now I've retired from that. and have come back and come into now a new craft, which is acting.
Right.
Yeah,
And before we
yeah.
move forward to that, I just wanted to commend you on that because we need our communities needs a lot of great leaders, and a lot of teachers out there still. So I just wanted to commend you for taking on that role as well. So thank you for that. Now moving forward, how did you get involved in acting and film?
That's the crazy thing. Actually, I have a customer
Mhm.
in Brooklyn who uses hair tonic.
Mhm.
And I see her, and I said, we ought to do. She's actually been in a couple of movies before,
Mhm.
Michelle White. And I said, we got to do work together. You know what I'm saying? Use my product, whatever, whatever. And this opportunity of Top of New York came. And she
Okay.
said, contact the director and read. And I did. And it kind of went from there. And so he cast me in the role of Bishop, which is a community conscious gangster.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and so now I'm participating in this man's creative writing of Top of New York, and that's how it. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just living in the right now and enjoying the experience. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
haven't arrived at any place. I think that's the downfall in life. I think once we think we've arrived someplace, that's when
Mhm.
you lose it. I'm just participating in the right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how do you mentally, because I always like to ask this question, how do you mentally prepare, to get into that character? And like, for me, like the lines, like how do you like master the lines, remember what to say when you are in character?
Well, let me say that neuroticism or being overly obsessed with details that we sometimes look down upon,
Mm-hmm.
actually one of the best qualities you can have. When you're neurotically obsessed with details,
Mm-hmm.
that can make you into a very good artist. Um, Michael Stephen Paul is neurotically obsessed with details.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can be neurotically obsessed with details. So the lines are a natural extension of understanding the character. So, like, if you understand the character and the context in which, and the relationships, the lines come easily, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. Um so the way I'm seeing it, since you can relate to your character, is
Yeah.
that's what you're saying? You're able to relate to your character, the lines, it flows, so it comes to
Yeah,
you.
I was a bartender. I've had some dark jobs in my life.
He said
You
dark job.
know, less than legal. I'm not going to say illegal, but less than legal jobs. And have been some places in my life that allow me to participate in this role. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how has that contributed to your lifelong career? Do you see
How is
this?
what? Say that again.
How has that contributed to your career? Like, so is that something you see you would like to stay in for like the longevity of it?
Acting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I never really imagined it, but I'm
Mm.
the type of person, I'm a believing person. And
Mhm.
I know that things don't happen
By
by
accident.
accident.
You got it.
And remaining humble.
Hmm.
I never asked or imagined to be here. So I can't even imagine what he has next for me, right? But
Okay.
the key is, therefore, to stay present in the right now. That's all I want to do. If it's meant for me to do more, he'll provide it for me because he's provided me up to this point. Yes?
Yes, I got
Yeah,
you.
that's me.
That's
That's me.
great. That's great.
Mm.
So before we end this segment, what do you want the world to know about Craig Delano Cobb?
That I am like the shipwreck, Paul's journey in the Bible, that I'm a hot mess in many areas of my life. I'm scotch taped and glued, and that I never present
Aren't we all?
anything that I do is perfect, and that I'm a work in progress, and
Mhm.
just keep me in prayer. You know what I mean?
Most
That this is one of many things in my life that I have taken a chance at, and I never ever claim to be perfect at it.
okay. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on you, and I'm definitely gonna follow you. I'm definitely look forward to everything that is
Thank
in
you.
store for you. Now, are
Thank
there
you.
any shout outs you would like to make?
Yes, I want to shout out Michael Stephen Paul, who is the writer, producer, grand guru of Top of New York.
Okay.
Tony, he has been, he is under, he is pending contracts with several distributors, and I definitely want to shout out the cast. But I also, because I would not be here would it not be for his creative genius. So I always want to give credit to my producer, Michael Stephen Paul, and to the staff and to the cast of Top of New York, Tony. And we're having a trailer release party in New York in the Bronx,
Oh,
1306 Unionport Road, 3 p.m. this Saturday. If you're in New York, it's $20. You know, come
yeah.
check us out.
And that is an open event for everyone. You said it's
It
20.
is because of security reasons.
Yeah.
We insist on people buying tickets ahead of time.
Okay.
Um, so you can contact it's $ Michael Stephen Paul on Cash App. You can Cash App him $20 and admission is there. That's it.
Uh,
Michael Stephen Paul. That's
and can you
it.
let our viewers know the address one more time, please?
Yes, it's 1306 Unionport Road in the Bronx at 3 p.m. on Saturday. I think it's September 13th. That's next Saturday.
All right, wonderful. All right, guys, you heard it here with me, Tosh Melody, on the Talk to the Melody show. Thank you, sir, so much for joining me tonight and for
Thank you
allowing
for your
me to
time.
tell the story. And with that being said, we are out until next time.
Thank
Take
you so much. Thank
care.
you. Bye.
The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Talk Melody Show, bitches.
The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Talk Melody Show,
The
bitches.
Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Talk Melody Show, bitches.
The Tasha Melody Show.